So
That's
regarding men, what would be, where do you think that men are right now? Like standing right now? What are the conflicts we are experiencing like generally as men?
Yeah, well, it's hard to answer generally because there's so many different pockets and subcultures of men who are too this way or men who are too that way. But I think in general, and maybe this has been the case forever through all history, there's it's like a yin and yang conflict. It looks different now, but between masculine impulses and feminine impulses, they don't necessarily go together. And something that's new for our generation are things like nice guy syndrome, men being too effeminate, men not knowing, forgetting how to be masculine. I mean, that's not something our grandfathers really dealt with, it seems. They had other problems. So now I think culture has swung to be a much more feminine, to maybe correct for some of the negatives of hypermasculinity. And I think in general, that's more of the issue with men these days, or how to integrate their masculinity. It's a lot of men, especially younger guys, I think are confused because of that.
Yeah, I would say it goes like that. Like older guys seem to have like a bit more of difficulty connecting maybe with their feminine side or their emotion, while younger generations are very connected to their feminine or emotional side, but they just are turned from side to side by they don't have like this masculine integration to be able to hold in a healthy way their feminine energies, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
So
Yeah.
you especially work or focus on the integration of the masculine, correct?
Yeah, mostly because I think especially nowadays, a lot of guys don't know what their authentic masculinity is. And specifically what I mean by masculinity are traits that come from testosterone that lead to beneficial things. Obviously, every testosterone trait can also go too far. I mean, defending your family can turn into being a murderer or all these things, if you go to extremes. But all of these traits evolve for a purpose. Our million or that many thousands of years ago, our ancestors, our male ancestors, needed to embody certain characteristics to benefit their families, their tribe, to pass on their genes to become us. And then we should not throw those away, mainly because we still have that wiring. So nowadays we don't have to hunt our food or kill a giant cat. That you don't have to do that. You can just go to the grocery store and buy your food. But there's certain things that give us like this primal feeling of positive mental health, let's say, or positive emotions. And those impulses have to be validated, because if they don't get expressed, weird things happen. You end up expressing your masculinity in some weird way, or you just feel not yourself. Anyway, it's a lot, but I think there's a lot of the issues people have is just denying their impulses, essentially.
What do you think when you hear toxic masculinity? It's something that is being talked a lot about right now in the culture.
Uh, I the term by itself is fine, because I don't use the word toxic, but yeah, I mean, some masculine impulses, like to rape and murder, those are masculine impulses, right? Like people with low testosterone don't feel that. People with high testosterone, really high testosterone, with no empathy, maybe they want to rape and murder. Like that's a male thing, right? It's fine. It's fine to call that toxic, I mean. But the way it's used in culture is like people flip it around to mean, oh, masculinity must be toxic. And I think that is a unfortunate idea, because yeah, for the same reason I just said, we need these for our mental health, but also the reason why they're mentally rewarding or emotionally rewarding is that they are actually useful for survival. Like maybe we don't have to hunt, but that same impulse to conquer will make you successful in business, will make you a good father in some ways. I mean, these impulses have healthy outlets still, and we need them, and the people who relate to men need them. Families, wives, girlfriends, mothers, I don't know. Like, this is what makes men useful.